Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth, hot, humid, getting hotter as the week goes on, Cande.
A heat wave is what they're calling it.
Yeah, it's going to be a warm one, getting up to about 90 and humid on Wednesday. Today, about 80 to 82 and some humidity. Now, we are in the middle of me discussing my cruise vacation. And, Cande, I just want to say this. Anyone, when I'm out, Dublin Deck, wherever I am, if you have been on a cruise or you are planning on going on your first one or whatever, you want to talk about cruising, please come up to me. I will talk about it all day long.
Oh, boy.
You know it's my favorite form of travel.
I do. I am not as on it as you are. I didn't have my own suite with a genie in a bottle, but I liked it. It's not my thing.
All right, let me just say this. I have to give this again. I explained it earlier. We were on Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas right out of New Jersey, out of Bayonne. And we booked a special suite, which I have to say again, it was a special occasion for Leah, and I got help from my parents. They helped with some of the costs.
They kicked in some of the dough.
They did as a gift to Leah. I, of course, paid some, and my in-laws paid their way. So it was not, when we talk about this, I don't want you to think Phathead's just out there,
spending money he doesn't have.
Right. That is not the case. But it was so worth it. So we got what's called the Aqua Theater Suite, and if you see the Royal Caribbean commercials or you're familiar, it's the curved balcony suite at the back of some of their ships that they have that overlooks their Aqua Theater, where they have a water show.
Lovely.
So we got, as a surprise to the family, because only me and my in-laws knew.
I knew.
You knew, but we surprised the others the day of the trip. It came with a 2-bedroom suite and a huge balcony and what's called a royal genie, who, Cande, I have to say, it was the most, if you can do it, if you have the ability to have this type of trip, it was the greatest vacation my personal family of 5 has ever been on.
Now, you said a 2-bedroom suite, so who stayed in the 2 bedrooms?
All right, so you walk in, the master, if you want to call it that, was me and Dana.
Ooh.
The other inside bedroom, which is down the hall, was my in-laws, and then 2 beds. They're called, I guess, Pullman beds or whatever. They come out of the wall. They're
Murphy beds. They come out of the wall?
And yes, they come down. Well, they didn't come out of the wall. They come down from the wall.
And then you put them back in the wall when you're done.
Right. And so Leah slept on one the whole trip. And by the way, I felt it. Very comfortable, full length, like any adult could have slept there. It was very comfortable. Leah slept there on one of them. Elijah slept on the other one above them part of the trip. And then the other part of the trip, Elijah slept with Abigail in the living room. There was a beautiful pull-out couch, Cande.
Gotcha.
And they slept in the living room. And it was great because the pull-out couch did not take up the whole living room, so there was room, and then every morning our stateroom attendant would put it back into a couch.
Of course.
So we had the suite, everything, it was beautiful. Here's what you're paying for. You're paying for the balcony.
Which is my favorite. Was
just like, you want to talk about something you cannot put a price on. To wake up and go look at the water and sit there.
Now, I had a small balcony when we cruised, and that's what we did. We spent a lot of time on that balcony. Now, you had a huge balcony. I might never have left the balcony.
Our balcony was about 650 square feet. It was pretty sizable and just worth every penny. And on one side was quiet, and you can see, the whole ocean, whatever. You can see the ocean all the way around. And on the other side, it overlooked the Aqua Theater, where you could actually watch their famous water show from up above in your balcony. So
love it.
Now, I have to explain the Royal Genie. Anna, who was absolutely fantastic, takes care of everything. Before the trip, you set up all the restaurants you want to go to, and this package came with all the specialty restaurants. So We ate at all the fancy places.
Yes, we
right?
did the same because, well, the package didn't come. No, I think it did come with it. I'm not sure. But
So-
anyway, yeah, you must check out the private restaurants.
So we email back and forth before the trip. What are your likes, your dislikes, your allergies, your thing, anything you could imagine. And she sets up a whole schedule. Okay, you'll eat here this night, you'll do this show this night. And she sends it back to me, and I say, no, let's change this. And anyway, we get there with a full schedule. Everything's done. Our show reservations, our restaurants, anything you could imagine. And one of the best parts is, you know how sometimes on a cruise ship or anywhere, you're rushing from dinner to get to the show, and you have to go stand on line for a half hour or an hour.
I don't rush anywhere, honey.
Well, a lot of these cruise ships, you got to stand on line to get in and get the seat you want. Candy, we would leave dinner, stroll past the line of people lined up to get in, and Anna would take us into reserved seats either in the first or second row.
When you pay the big moolah, this is how you get treated.
It was, but it was so worth it for this type of trip. If Dana and I were going on a cruise right now, we would not book this type of trip. It's way too expensive. We wouldn't need it. When you're dealing with 7 people and 3 kids, and you can get them to the front of the line for all their activities, they get a bracelet that comes with they could cut the line to do the slides and cut the line to do the. It was just fantastic. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
It was really an amazing trip. Now, there's some other things. You can ask me questions if you want, but I gotta mention.
Well, I'm guessing who got COVID.
Okay, wait, slow down for a second. Before you get to that, and any other questions you want to ask, please ask. But I'll tell you a couple things which I know you're not a fan of. One morning, I forget what day it was, I wake up at about 6 a.m. to booming thunder and lightning. Booming.
Oh,
Booming.
I like that.
Booming. Now, the ship was not rocking. It was not windy. The ship was quiet, sailing
That's
along.
a big ship to start rocking.
We went through a lightning storm off the coast of the Carolinas.
Oh, that is really cool. Did you sit on the balcony and watch it all?
Well, I was afraid I was going to get struck by lightning, so I did not sit on the balcony.
Oh, I would have sat out there.
But when I went to breakfast the next morning, a woman, it was me and my father-in-law, we went to breakfast together every morning while everyone slept. This woman sat next to us and showed us a picture. She caught a lightning strike in the ocean. And she showed us a picture of it.
Oh, I wish you would have got that picture. I want to see it.
Well, I took a picture of a picture, so it's kind of blurry. I didn't want her to start texting me, whatever. So I'm like, listen, I'll take a picture of your picture. I have it. I'll send it to you. You can kind of make out.
That's awesome. I would have sat outside and watched that storm.
Now, as we can continue to talk about this, and you can, however, today, tomorrow, the rest of the week, I did mention to you, we did come back on the final day, literally, before we went to bed. Somebody in my group had a real stuffy head out of nowhere. A real stuffy head, and was really exhausted. Now, this was not day 2 or day 3 or day 4. This was day 7 before we went to bed to exit the ship the next day. And I had brought some COVID tests with me because I knew they were expiring anyway. I said, let's just have them just in case. So my question to you is, who of the 7 of us came down with COVID?
I'm going to give this answer. Okay, I'm going to go through the list. You had COVID already. Elijah had COVID already. I'm not saying you can't get it again, because you can, but I'm going to eliminate the 2 of you in my guess.
Okay.
Okay, Leah was sick. She's healthy, got a good immune system. No, I'm not going with Leah. I don't think Abigail got it, or Elijah, as I said, he already had it. That leaves Dana, Sweets, and the artist known as Tony.
That's right, my in-laws and Dana. Yes.
I'm going with Sweets.
Leah came down with COVID.
Wow.
Yes. Leah came down with COVID. And not only that, on day 3, we stopped in Port Canaveral, which is near Orlando. One of my best friends, Murph, lives down in Orlando. He drove to pick us up. He picked us up. in a couple of cars. We went to Ron John Surf Shop. It was amazing. We went to Cocoa Beach. We sat there. It was amazing. We had a great day. He brought us back to the ship. Now, fast forward, the final day of the trip, Leah, all of a sudden, not feeling great. I test her. Everyone tested. We were all fine. She comes down with COVID. I text Murph and say, listen, just letting you know. I know it's 4 days later. Leah came down with COVID. He says, I just tested an hour ago. I have it also.
Oh, wow.
So then he texts me the next day. He says his wife has it now.
Oh, boy. Well, we know where the source was.
Right. We are assuming that Leah picked something up on the ship and then gave it to them. But he might, who knows? It doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't matter, really.
No.
But it's interesting to try to figure it out.
And can I just say that Royal Caribbean, you can't stop every disease, okay? Royal Caribbean does an amazing job at making you feel safe and clean, and like you have a sense of, this is going to be okay. And part of it is the pre-testing before the cruise, and part of it is the way they keep the ship and the Purell and the cleanliness, and there's always somebody cleaning. Never did we feel uneasy. Never did we feel like we had to wear a mask.
Yet, Leah got COVID.
Yeah, she's on the mend. She's getting better. She's still positive, but she is better than she was a few days ago.
Wow.
This will not deter us from getting on another cruise. No. And we will discuss more, Candy. I got more to do here this morning. If you want to get to any specific questions about the trip, we could do that in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll get your national days, your good news stories, entertainment, the bald and the beautiful coming up at 8:12, about 20 minutes.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about me.
Oh, wait, we could do that in the 8 o'clock hour.
No. Let's just keep it all about you today.
I see something happened to you over the break. Okay. All right. Humid today, low 80s. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.